Hello, this is Jordan Thomas from Unmasked Athletes. I'm super excited about this episode. We're growing, we're building. Who is this who I'm talking to? Let me introduce yourself a little bit.
Hey everyone, I'm Lucas Tappy. I'm a senior here, graduated, played football for 4 years from Michigan, Iron Mountain, Michigan, played football there, and eventually came here and did my time.
That's awesome. Let's get a little deep dive, man. Like, tell me a little bit about your background, your history, your upbringing, and how football and sports related close to your life.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people, like, in senior speeches and whatnot, talk about they started playing, like, super young.
Yeah.
I don't know if I started, 5th grade. It's probably later than most. I feel like people are starting earlier and earlier now. But I started 5th grade. We just had like a youth league, like little 5th and 6th grade, 7th and 8th grade. So I played 3 years, 5th, 6th, and then 7th. And then I didn't play 8th grade year because there was like a striper limit, if you ever had that in youth football, where like if you weighed a certain amount, you couldn't run the ball. And back then I thought, football was the guy with the ball. Yeah. Like, it was the quarterback, it was the running back, it was the receiver, whatever. The linemen it was just boring. Like, back then all I wanted to do was run the ball. In my first 2 years, I couldn't run the ball. And then the third year, I actually could, because the weight limit went up in the 7th and 8th grade league. Yeah. So I was fullback, and, like, I didn't know the plays at all. I was, like, the third fullback. Yeah. And it kind of sucked, but it was whatever, learning moment. I got to score twice in my life, so whatever, I can say I did that. But then I didn't play 8th grade year because, like, I didn't really care too much about it. Like, I wasn't like, football's my life, like, let's do it. So I didn't play because I wasn't going to be able to run the ball, whatever. And then got into high school, I started playing again. It was freshman year. I'll never forget the first time we went and lifted weights as freshmen. Yeah. It was just a good experience. I don't know if you've ever had it where, like, you feel like you're the man when you get to go in the weight room for the first time. You're like 13, 14 years old, and you're just pumping weights, and you're sore walking around school going, oh. Yeah, man, I got a little bit going on. Yeah. So did that, whatever, and then played. I only played a little bit my freshman year in high school. I was a center. Oh, okay. So in the O-line, obviously, all four in high school. So played center, but then a couple, like, we didn't have a ton of people that played football. Like, I'm not from a big school. Yeah. So, like, we still had, like, varsity, JV, and a freshman team. Yeah. And guys could get moved and whatnot. But I only played center. Some guys played, like, center or, like, guard and then defensive tackle, like, both ways. And I was kind of jealous about it. Like, I was like, why am I not playing? Like, I think I could. But freshman year, I never did. Then sophomore year, we were lifting and whatnot, and I don't know, we got pulled up. A couple of my buddies got pulled up to varsity to lift with them. And then at the start of the season, I was the only one that actually, like, made it on the team. Mm-hmm. So I was the only sophomore that played for varsity that year. And it was, like, cool. It kind of sucked, though. Like, I missed playing with my buddies that I play with, like, my whole life. So it kind of sucked to leave them because, like, the seniors and juniors didn't really want me there. Yeah. Like, they didn't really want me. But then whatever, played, we weren't great. And then junior year, played, whatever, started both ways. Senior year, played, started both ways at actually tackle and then defensive tackle or end sometimes. I begged coach let me play defensive end. But then, whatever, it ended up coming here and then played here.
Yeah, kind of tell me how that transitioned from high school to college, and just tell me a little bit about the mistakes that you made when you first got here.
Yeah, it was fun getting recruited. It was fun. Obviously we weren't huge recruits here. I actually had a buddy at my high school. He went to Toledo. He was a 3-star. He was kind of the big attention getter there. But then next it was me and then Michael. But I got reached out to by pretty much a bunch of Division III schools around here. I talked D2 a little bit, like just kind of talked to them. Nothing really sparked out of it though. Yeah. But the first one was Finlandia up in Calumet or Houghton way up there. No offense to them, but they're closed now, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But really, it was a lot. Everyone got a chance to go there.
That was like a JUCO.
Like anyone, like not hating or anything, but yeah. So then whatever, got a bunch of interest from a bunch of Division III coaches and whatnot, and I toured around because it was like I knew I wasn't going to go D1, so I was looking into academics too. Like I wasn't just looking for football. And then I ended up settling here, and it's been great the last 4 years. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't go anywhere else if I had to choose again. But honestly, coming here, I was like really scared. I would like kind of switching out of phases of being really scared to come play college football.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh my God, am I big enough? Am I good enough? Am I strong? Whatever. But then I would go to like phases of like being really confident. I was like, hell yeah, I got this. Like, let's do it. Like I can go in and play right away. Because like my whole life I've kind of always played. Like I've always had the awards. Like I've always been all conference, all state. I had all that. So like, I don't know. I guess I kind of thought that was the best. And like coming here, I found out quick I wasn't. Even at a Division III school.
Yeah.
Like, where there's obviously thousands of more people out there. But yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Like, kind of tell me, like, what is your mindset with if you didn't have football? What would you do? Like, what would your life be like right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. It'd probably be a lot different. I probably wouldn't be in college, to be honest. I guess in high school, a lot of my friends, like a lot of them now, even like they just work. Like they don't, go to college. They didn't go to college, or they went to a tech school.
Yeah.
Some for like 2 years a year. But yeah, it'd probably be real different. I don't really ever think about it a ton because it's like, I don't know. I like where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be in a blue collar field somewhere. Construction, something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what my dad does. So something like that, probably.
Yeah. So that's why we want to bring on guests. Like obviously, like if you guys don't know, you're all preseason All-American, all conference, all regional, whatever. You earn those accolades, but the whole purpose is if you didn't have football, you didn't have the sport. What is your identity? Obviously, you're transitioning out. You got an opportunity. You can go play and at the next level, which I'm super happy for you. But that's a choice. Like, kind of tell me like the things that you learned in football, and kind of tell me the bad and the good, but how it molded to the person you are today.
Yeah. Okay. I guess one of the biggest things I learned, and you kind of hear it all the time with people who get hurt, is like, oh, I wish I could, like, imagine you could be me, like, whatever, you're sitting over there with your torn ACL. Like, you, sometimes when you get into the grittiness of the season and practice sucks, like, you hate it, you don't want to be there, you don't want to play. And then you look over at a guy and, like, he's out, like, he hasn't played the whole year, and this is all he wants to do. My senior year of high school, actually, like, 6 games in, I tore my PCL, which it wasn't it's not a terribly important ligament in your knee, but, like, still important. Originally, I was told I was done for the season, like I wouldn't be able to play again. But I came and I got a different opinion, and like it was just like rested 2 or 3 weeks and you should be fine, like whatever. So I did that and I played, but like the time I was out, it definitely taught me a lot. Where it's like you might not always have it, like you might not always have football to do something. Like it just sucks just standing there watching everyone that you worked with, go through drills and practice. That sucked, 2 days ago, you didn't want to be there. Yeah. Now you do anything to be out there and be able to do it again. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Then that's what I'm saying. It's like, that was the big thing probably I've learned from it. Like just everything can be gone like that. Like you never know what's going to happen. That, and I guess that would have been in high school more, but in college, probably just like coming here and realizing there's always someone better or like who wants it more. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I came in here scared, it's like I said, scared, confident, whatever. And then Coach Eli was the guy that was in front of me my freshman year. And like I came in and like, you go through a couple days, weeks, and you realize where you're at. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like, and then, season starts going on. I'm learning more and more like, okay, I can do this. But it was the fact that I just like came here, and my whole life I've played in everything, like whether it was soccer, like wrestling, like football, like sport. Like I've always played or like been in the rotation of whatever it was. Like I've never sat on the bench.
Yeah.
So like sitting my whole first year was like really hard to do. Like winning or losing, like you're winning, you want to be out there winning, like you want to be part of the reason you're winning. And then losing, you're always like, oh man, I could do better, put me in.
Yeah.
Where really you're not. Like, and I had to learn that. Like I would be sitting on the sideline like, man, I can do better, like I can be, put me out there.
Yeah.
But like what I don't see is like everything I do mess up on. And it's just there's always someone who is better.
Yeah.
Like there is the best. At some point there is someone who is the best. But like someone's always working harder. Someone always is better.
Kind of now that actually kind of transition. Like, kind of tell me. Obviously, you're done, and you still have a chance and a goal, which I'm praying for you to be able to go play at the next level because I think you deserve it. But kind of tell me, like, what's that feeling like about your senior year when it's over? And was it like a little bit fear, but also kind of deep dive in like what is your biggest regrets and takeaways from what you wish you would have did?
So as you know, we went to that combine in Florida, and that was a huge eye opener for me. Like just a level of competition because there was guys from D1 all the way to AIA, D3, D2, whatever. In the level of guys, and there wasn't even any FCS. Is FCS the biggest one or is FBS? Whatever. Yeah. Like the Alabamas. There wasn't any guys from your Alabamas, Florida, Michigan, even Utah's. There wasn't that, but there's guys from Samford and there was a JMU guy, Idaho, school smaller D1s. But it's just crazy all the guys that come from all over and how good people are outside of our conference here. Yeah. And that was hard to see too, or pick up on, because it was just eye opening. It was crazy. And I guess I learned going there, I probably could, if I really wanted to, go play AF1, IF1, or whatever the indoor league is. But I probably am not gonna chase it just because it's not a lifestyle that's you can't really make a living off of it, because you can only play indoor football for so long. And it's not the greatest in terms of starting a family and whatnot. You kind of have to bounce around all over the country or even overseas to you never know what your next role is going to be. So it's just not a stable something that I guess I'm interested in now that I went there. And glad I went. It was awesome. It was the best week. It rejuvenated my love for the game, just because people were so good, and I was getting my ass kicked. I wasn't just winning everything, so it was really good to see. Yeah. But yeah, what did you even ask me in the beginning?
No, you're good. No, I'm glad rambling. Because you're good. Kind of tell me what's your biggest takeaways after you kind of tell me how it was. Obviously, you're the captain of our football team. Kind of tell me when that our last game of the season, when we walked off the field. It was kind of emotional. We lost that game, but kind of tell me your biggest regrets that you look back at that you wish you could have done as a leader, as a player, or even as a son. Yeah.
I would say I don't really regret a ton, to be honest. I felt different than a lot of people after that game. I feel I wasn't terribly sad after it. Obviously sad that we lost, but I just didn't feel I could have done, on the field at least. I feel I gave it my all. I just really couldn't. I was beat. And even now, ending, I don't know. I feel like football's given me what it has, and it's my I'm content with being done at this point. I don't know. I thought a lot about chasing indoor and playing that, but I think it's just the way I felt after that game. It was just I was what's the word, contempt with being done. Yeah. And yeah, it taught me a ton. I mean, like I've said, wait your turn. There's people hungry behind you all the time. Things can disappear in a second. There's tons of things I've learned. And then I guess being a leader too, a captain of the team. I was in high school too, a captain, and it's obviously way different in college. but just it's tough to be able to bring 100 and what do we have, 120, 130 guys on our team. It's really hard to bring them all together
to buy in
when they're all competing for the same thing, or like 10, 12 guys are competing for each position. It's really hard to like to be best friends with that guy in front of you, or like all together. Like it's a tough thing to do. To like hang out with a guy you're competing against like every day in practice. Like that's the guy you want to beat. You're hanging out with him all day.
That's the hardest part, especially about our sport. Is it's like, again, the competition rooms are packed, and every day is nonstop. But be able to, as a leader and as a captain of the team, it's like you have to balance. Obviously, you have to earn that role, but you have to walk with a certain walk, if that makes sense. Like you got to be willing to go the extra mile as a leader. Kind of give a deep dive how it is, especially at a D3 school student, and then being an athlete, because obviously we're not on scholarship. So it's like, kind of tell me a little bit about how that balance in a D3 life is.
Yeah, I'll tell you the school choice nowadays between like public and state school. I mean, I was like deciding here, it was like Oshkosh kind of, and here were like kind of my top two. There was like one or two more I was deciding, but like a big thing it came down to was like the price tag on it. Like being Division III, like obviously I was chasing like scholarships, like for academic scholarships or like athletic scholarships out of high school, but like it sucks. Like and sometimes you sit here and you think like, is it really worth playing? Because like it's so much work. Like playing football is so much work at any level, and you're just paying tons of money. Granted, it's a great education. Like it's going to set you up for however much, and like even being a four-year athlete, employers like that. Like it helps. But yeah, it was really hard for me personally as a freshman coming in here to be a student and an athlete, because like you go from you have your scheduled 8 hours in high school, and then your 2.5 hour whatever football practice after, and then you go home, and then like that's your day. Or here it's like, all right, you live here, you have to go to these classes, and you have to go to practice, and then you have to figure out what your assignments are, when you got to do your homework, when you study, and then when you want to watch film, lifts, meeting with coaches, all that junk.
And
like,
you don't even get a controlled meal plan as well.
Nothing. And like here, your first and second year, they do make you do the did they do that for you, like transferring in?
No.
Like you didn't get, so the first and second year you have the unlimited meal plan here. Like they make you do it, which is a very good thing, because that I can't even imagine doing that as a freshman on top of everything you have. But for me, I came in as a science major, and like I struggled like terribly, because you have labs too. It's not just classes, it's labs, and then practice and lift, and it just feels like it never ends. Like you just never have a second to yourself. So it's definitely, and everyone says it when you get here, start hot, start fast. It's really hard to take that GPA down up. It's really hard to get up there after you've fallen. But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, especially tough because like scholarship schools, they can lose their scholarship for the parent. But for us, it's like, well, if we fail, we fail. Like,
and nobody cares.
And nobody cares. And like, because you truly, at a D3, you truly got to love the game. But it's also, you can take the love away from the game as well if you don't do it the right way. And being disciplined, make sure you're being accountability, because there's a lot of great D3 schools out there that are winning and they're successful because they try to make their school as like a D1 school. But it's also, you have a controlled environment where you're in it, and you have to be able to control that. Kind of transitioning, like I just want to ask, like, how was your mental health being a student athlete at a D3 level? Kind of tell me about the things you struggle with and the things that you were able to learn in your time at a D3 school.
I guess going back to my freshman year, being in science classes and whatnot, like everyone, like, we come here and we do the thing at the beginning of camp where like everyone will get up and by grade we would introduce ourselves. So like, I think we started freshman, and then we worked our way up, and then like the sophomores, juniors, seniors gave like a piece of advice. And like when they would say their major, like 80% says business, right? So and it's everyone jokes, oh, it's so easy. Like, it's not like terribly easy. It's still a college major, but like the STEM is more rigorous. It's harder. You got labs and whatnot, and there's like maybe 5 to 10 people who are in the STEM major when I come in, and every time like when I tell them I'll be a natural science major, the first thing I hear is like, "Oh, good luck," and I'm like, "Shoot, like,
gotcha."
Yeah. And I hear, "Oh man, it sucks." Like they try and weed you out the first year. Like they make the classes, the first 2, chemistry and biology, they make it hard to try and weed people out. And it's like I'm sitting in class with everyone, and like there's like 2-3 other athletes in a class of 20, and then like as the semester goes on, the class just keeps getting smaller and smaller because people are like withdrawing because it's just hard.
Yeah.
And I like my freshman year, I was struggling with that class and grades and whatnot because like it was just so much. Like you go from your parents telling you what you got to do, when, where, it's you, and like I'm a pretty big procrastinator, so things caught up quick.
Yeah.
And it was tough. Like I had to go to coach. We had the academic meetings and whatnot, and like for a couple weeks I wasn't doing good in the class, and like I would be like, "Oh, I'm doing all right, like I'm fine," and like to finally admit that like, "Hey, I'm like not doing good in this class, like I need help," it was tough.
Yeah.
It was just hard. Like, so I'd say that was like a big struggle, and obviously it takes a toll on your mental health when you're not succeeding, whether it's on the field or in the classroom. It's you feel bad because you're always comparing to everyone.
Comparison is a thief of joy.
It is, and it's hard. Like you're sitting there and whatever, you're busting your butt going to come in the library studying homework, and no one else seems to be doing it. And it's hard to see.
That's the hardest part. It's like being able to balance, but also kind of controlling within your environment, and be able to, like, especially when you come in as a freshman, it's so hard to understand that you have some resources to use them, but especially I think it's also like an alter ego where we're so afraid as men
for sure
at times to be like, I need help, because you're trying to control it, and I think a part of you kind of thinks like, well, if I do that, I'm little to that next man, if that makes sense.
For sure, yeah.
That's the harder part. Kind of tell me like what makes Lucas happy, like what makes you happy outside of football. Forget about football right now. Like what makes you genuinely happy?
I would say obviously first, like my girlfriend. Like obviously I love her. And when we get to do things together, that, and then I'm a big video gamer. Like I just like to play video games with my friends, whether it's whatever game. We play 2K a little bit. That's what I like to do. And other than that, I would say outside of all that, anything like outdoorsy, hunting, fishing, trapping, stuff like that. I like to just be out there, outside, do stuff, whatever. I want to go to be a game warden, so
okay.
Kind of have done it my whole life, fished and whatnot. So it's just relaxing, and I find myself like on a day like this, like what a beautiful day.
Yeah. Like
we're outside. It's me and the roommates, me and Logan and Bo. We're just sitting outside, hanging out.
Shout out to Logan and Bo, man. Shout out y'all.
Yeah,
I love y'all. Hopefully have y'all on here.
Yeah, we're just sitting out there, just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah. What would you tell let's forget about football. What would you tell your younger self, the mistakes that you made? Like, what would you tell your younger self? Like, how could you change, or things that you are happy that you made decision-wise?
I probably give myself a ton of advice. Just overall, like, it could be worse. Like, it always could be worse, which is something you hear from everyone, but, like, until you actually think about it and, like, realize, like, it always could be worse, and to just work hard at things. Like, don't put everything off to the last minute, whether it's, studying for school, sending like a happy birthday text to your auntie, just things like that. Like, just get it done. One of my best friends growing up, his dad said one time, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And so, I didn't think of it when I first heard it, but now I think of it, and it's like, yeah, it just doing things early and just setting yourself up helps so much.
Isn't that crazy? If you do the little things the right now, and you do the little things right, it builds up,
and it's so easy to just stop doing things. Like, I don't know, what's a good example? Like, say you work out every day, or like, here's a good one for like me, offensive line. We would do our foot steps, take 6-inch steps every day beginning of practice. We all hated it, but like I didn't do it, and then I went to that combine and I could feel it. Like I wasn't there fully. So it's just like you get lazy and you cut out a little thing, and like it helps you, or it reinforces you every day. And then eventually it just gets more and more little things you quit doing, and eventually you just lose all your preparation, lose whatever you've been working towards. Like, it just kind of becomes sloppy.
So, kind of like, who is Lucas? Like, tell me a little bit. Like, who are you? For the people obviously watching, like, kind of describe who you are and what you want to become.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm pretty. I don't know if rambunctious is the right word, but just outgoing, like just a loud, big idiot, I guess. It's who I've always been. I've always just been a loud individual. I can be like quiet around people I don't know, like just shy. But once I get around people, I tend to not have a very good ability to hold back everything I want to do and say. Yeah. And it bites me in the butt sometimes, but it's whatever. But yeah, just a big kid, really. I try to, act mature and older and whatever, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Now you're transitioning out of your life and football and everything. Like, how you want to be able to, how you want to be remembered, but how you want to be able to impact people in your lives and people around you. Like, what impact you want to be able to leave?
Yeah, I thought about it a little. Things like the ideas floated around me of being like a coach, high school. Like, obviously, I want to go back and like have my kids go through the same high school system, whatever I went to, would be cool, and to just help people. A lot of it, I guess, I know you're trying to get under the football thing, but it's kind of hard. Yeah. But go back and just help people, whether it's players or even people coming into college just as students. To me, I don't like motivational speakers or people that like come and like tell me your life story, and there's like, it's hard to like, you can listen to it, but like, do you actually take it in and do it? Like everyone says, college, time flies, it's gonna fly, whatever, fast 4 years. Everyone says it, but you only actually feel it once you're done. Correct. And that's like with a lot of things too, where it's like lifting weights, like just do it, like you're gonna miss it, whatever, like until you actually experience things, it's really hard to actually take in advice. So just to be able to like get people to really take things in like that, like time flies, it's going to be fun. Like everyone hears it, college flies, it's going to be the best 4 years of your life, you're going to meet great people, like just to be able to get people to understand things that they're like advice. Like you hear it, but it's like, whatever, not me, not me, them, whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, kind of going back, isn't it hard to not identify yourself as your sport? Yeah. Like, isn't it hard not to relate everything around your sport though?
Yeah, because it's just something that it's always been there. Like I've gone, I mean, really, what are you remembering before fourth grade, really, third grade, fifth grade? That's when you start playing, and other than like your parents, your family, like what has been there since you were the first thing you remember to now? Like for me personally, or you, like it's always been there. Like that's kind of been like when I guess a good example is like whatever, you run into an old timer where you're talking to them, oh, you play football? That's the first thing they say all the time. Maybe it's just where I'm from, but like, oh, you must be an offensive, like, must be an offensive lineman, or they'll go, oh, hey, quarterback. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's just always been there constantly, and it's easy to relate because you learn so much from it. It's really easy to just relate things to it, and most people have been an athlete or understand, and at some point in their life, so it's easy to just relate. Like it's easy to keep the conversation going.
Yeah. What's your biggest advice for like younger kids that are in our situation that we were years ago, that you would give them advice coming into college? Rather, we can drop how many stars you got, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like you said, there's always somebody better than you or better than you at something. Kind of give them advice through the trials and tribulations, the things they should look out for in college.
Yeah, I would just say be the guy that's just gonna say what needs to be said. if you want to be a good team. I guess that'd be for like a team thing. Like sometimes you don't want to tell your buddy that you've roomed with, or your friend that you've been whatever your teammate for 3 years. You don't want to tell them, hey, you're lagging, you're half-assing things. Like just be the guy that does it. Like I don't think we had that a ton this year. I think it could have helped a lot. But it's hard. It's really easy to say that, but it's really hard to actually do that. That and just ask for help. It's also really hard to ask for help for some reason. Why, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think people should be not reliant on others, but like, why not ask? Like I've been trying to do that a lot more recently. Like, just ask things. Like if you like, just double check whatever. People are afraid of sounding stupid or whatnot. Just ask for help with whatever it is.
Kind of to unlock another door, man. It's just like, what would you like? What's your future plans, man? I'm kind of excited to hear this. Like, what you want to become, who you want to become.
Yeah. I want to go. Like I said, into the DNR. I think I kind of got ahead of myself or excited with the whole football thing or going past college. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And not that I'm not up for it. It's just not like, I don't know. It's just not like a sustainable, like I said earlier, I guess sustainable. So I guess I kind of just want to graduate. My girlfriend's from here, so I'll probably end up coming back here. I'll probably move home until whatever, work for a while, grind to get money, and then move back here and hopefully be able to become a game warden at some point, and then just live my life here. Because I like it here. I love it here. It's great. It's a lot bigger, not a lot, but bigger than where I'm from. I guess a lot, yeah. A lot bigger. Great area. It's not like a giant city. I don't like giant cities, but this is a nice little happy medium spot to be at. So yeah.
I'm super excited, man. I'm glad about your future plans as we kind of trickle down to ending. I want you to be able to look in the camera. I'm going to start doing this to everybody. Kind of send a message to your family. Kind of tell them what you regret or tell them the happiness so they can get a message from home, man.
Yeah, speaking of that, shout out my brother. He just graduated from welding school today.
Oh, congratulations.
But I would just say, like, thank you for... They always, like, I had the utmost support from my parents and, like, my grandparents and auntie, whatever, all of them, brother and sister, like, my whole life. Like, I never had to worry about really anything. Like, whether it was getting a practice, even some things like that are overlooked, like just getting a practice, being able to play, even because like in high school there's a fee to play sports like that, and then like even here in college, like to play football here is really expensive. Even to go to school here, it's really expensive, and to play football and to be a college athlete, like it's really expensive in terms of that, and it's a lot mentally. And like you're moving away from your parents, whatever, you're on your own. And mine have just been extremely supportive, no matter what I want to do. Like with that combine, they were no hesitation. Like if I wanted to go, they were like, we'll help you out, go ahead. Like don't regret not doing it. That, and then where was I gonna go with that? Yeah, like going to that combine, not a problem. Like they'll help me. And then like when I came back and I kind of realized that maybe I don't necessarily want to pursue that, they're like, hey, you tried it, like you did it, we didn't want you to regret it. So they've just been extremely supportive of whatever I wanted, really.
I like that. So kind of where you from, man, kind of give a message to the kids back home as well that was in your position, that's probably struggling mentally, because obviously like mental health is what we're trying to provide for others. Well, mental health support, kind of what you're doing right now is freely open up about your mental health. Tell them that they're going to be okay, but also kind of where you were at, they're probably in the exact same position, but it could even be worse. Kind of give them a message back home. Yeah,
I guess where I would come from, it's hard to, I guess, speaking in terms of athletics, it's hard to get your name out there, even in the job fair or a job career or in life. it's really hard to build out from there just because it's so small. Like we were talking about before we even started, just connections of people, and like there's not a ton of prolific like names that come from. Obviously there's a bunch of great people, but like don't be shy to be the guy that's like spamming coaches on Twitter or job recruiters or coaches, whatever it is. Like don't be afraid to make yourself what people might think you look silly doing, like spamming coaches, posting on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, trying to get whatever you want. Like don't care what other people think. Yeah, I guess a quote I could say was, who said it? Man, I don't remember. I'd love to give them credit. Maybe it was don't ever take advice from don't ever listen to judgment from someone you never take advice from. Like, so if I'm not gonna ask you for advice, why would I care if you criticize me? Like I don't care. Yeah. Obviously I would. Like I would ask you. I'm just an example, but you know what I mean? Like haters are gonna hate.
Yeah, you gotta block out the noise. Even like kind of like starting this, there's a lot of doubt as well.
100%. I was just thinking about that.
And it's like I don't care. It's like because at the end of the day, I know what my purpose is.
Make it. Well, I'll be fucking asking.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm just saying. Like you don't have to like what I'm doing now, but later on you will see a purpose. Yeah. And it's like I know I'm God's child, and I feel like I want to be able to create an environment. For people like you to come on the podcast to tell your story, because every story has a story, and your voice matter, and to be able to create an environment for everybody, and kind of like hearing your story. Obviously, like I would be a senior next year, kind of like I kind of take away of things like just me smiling, looking back. Like I want to be able to again hold more guys accountable. I don't care that you're my friend, because at the end of the day, we have one common goal, and that's to win.
Yeah, hate me now, love me later.
Yeah, and I hope that people can see and understand what the purpose of having you on. I mean, you had all the accolades. Captain, All-American. You went to a combine, and it's like you still sit here and be like, I don't think that it was enough. And I think that I tried, but at the end of the day, like you could have, still can, and you're sitting here, that's not your identity, that's not your purpose, because you want to do bigger and better. So that's why stories like you are important, and I appreciate you from coming on here, explaining yourself, but also kind of give a little game to the younger guys, little jits they call them, but kind of, because like it's inspirational for a lot of people, because it's about the message. Sometimes the messenger can give the wrong message, but what's the true message behind the messenger? That's free game, by the way. But I appreciate you for coming on here. We're going to continue to grow. I hope to have you back on here before you leave. We're going to kick it up, chop it up right after this. But this is Unmasked Athletes, man. Shout out to my sponsors. I appreciate you guys. We're going to continue to grow. To the younger guys and the younger kids out there that's grinding to be somewhere where they want, keep trusting and keep believing in God. Put God first before you do anything else in life. We're going to grow, man, and it's only up from here. Thank you, Lucas, again for coming on the podcast. Did anybody else want to nominate to get on here by chance?
Yeah, let's get my roommates on, eh?
Yeah.
Let's get Logan and Bo and them, and let's get them going.
Yeah, hey, you heard them, man. Get
out here.
I'm going to DM y'all, too. Y'all better not be ducking smoke from me. But this is Unmasked Athletes. This is Lucas. I'm Jordan Thomas, man. I hope you guys get the message. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.